Welcome back, as promised, and welcome to our Friday's version of Shoulder Tap. We're going to do a little shoulder tap, and we're going to do a little roasting of trading, and of course, we've got our good friend Mick with us here today. Mick, you're looking like Tom Cruise from Mission Impossible. Looking good there, brother.
I do my own stunts. Thanks. You too, Eddie. Nice to see you this Friday.
Well, you know what? We're here to share some success, um, talk about failure, and well, let's jump into it because we got a lot going here on today. But what do we got for our first trader? What do you got there,
Yeah,
Mick?
we don't have too much in the way of failure to talk about today or this week for that matter. We've actually called up 12 XFAs to live accounts this week. We've only offboarded 5. So we're back to our regular routine of adding more people to the prop account as opposed to closing down more live accounts than we call up. There was a 2-week stretch there. It's the only 2 weeks since we've been really doing shoulder tap and talking about how many people are getting called up, how many people are losing their accounts on the live side of things. So we're back to normal. We called up more than double of what we had to close down this week. So that's always good. Before we get to the trading cards you were mentioning, I have some shout outs. I've got a shout out for Pin, one of our live traders, and these are all live accounts that I do the shout outs for. Pin, he's up about $3,500 right now. It was looking a lot better earlier this morning when he was up $11,000. So he's given back quite a bit of those profits from this morning. I would have loved to have seen him call it quits a little bit earlier, around the $7,000, $6,000 mark, but continued trading. At least it's still a profitable day for him, so that's good stuff there. We've got Isaac Rivera. He's up about a little over 5,000 right now. Very happy to see that. It's obviously a good day, but Isaac's had a bit of a struggle this week, so at least he's getting some payback here on Friday. We never want to add any insult to injury on a Friday. If we can find some good trades, get a little bit of that money back, makes us feel good going into the weekend. And what makes you feel better going into the weekend other than, making $5,000 today? So I would imagine Isaac's going to be having some nice cigars over the weekend. Isaac, if you're listening, I hope so. Dakota. Now, Dakota, we talked about him last week. We talk about him every day. Dakota had a rough week last week. He's gotten his payback this week. Up about $4,800 on the day today, and he's right around 32,000 on the week, Eddie. So he lost about 32,000 last week, or about 30 grand last week, getting his payback this week, and got his account balance up to $138,000, which is just about 2 G's shy of that $140,000 account balance high. So I'm very happy for him. I roasted him last Friday, 7 short days ago. And then he had a really good day on Monday of this week and asked me how I like them apples. So shout out to him. And then Nicholas T, another person we talk about a lot. He was up $2,400 earlier, now up $5,900 on the day. So good for him. We got Brett here in the office. Looks like he's got a goodie bag for me, maybe something like that.
And a sandwich.
Then, Jesus, one of our other live traders who had back-to-back $10,000 winning days, hit his daily loss limit today and another day this week, but still up $14,000 on the week. So really, really good week for Jesus. He kind of needed those $10,000 days, but very happy for him. Also, we've got just a couple more here. Prince up 3,300. Omar, a name we don't normally hear. Omar's up $2,500 today. So good on you, Omar. Very happy for you. Beautiful. And then another shout out to everybody who's viewing and calling out trades on our house account, up $4,500 today. Really liking that a lot. So good job, everybody there. With that, let's dive in and talk about a couple traders.
I am ready.
Production stuff over.
Diving in with my Speedos.
Now that Brett's here, Reva's all excited. She's got a tennis ball in her mouth. Let's pull up a card for Salman. Salman's someone we talked about last week. If anybody remembers, he was the guy that had that $51,000 winning day weeks ago. And Reva, get out of here. Sorry about that, everybody. He had the big $51,000 winning, almost $52,000 winning day back on April 17th. So it's really one of 3 days that he's been profitable in this account over 17 days. The metrics don't look very good here. Daily loss limits. So he had the $51,000 winning day. There was an $11,000 winning day and then a $6,000 winning day. Other than that, all daily loss limits hit. So there's a little bit to unpack here, Eddie. I mean, he's swinging for the fences. I'm happy, unlike Nathan, who we've talked about a lot this week, actually locked in a $50,000 day. That's all I'll say about that. I heard he was getting a little bit of shit in the chat here this week. So I'm not going to put any salt on the wound there other than mentioning he didn't lock it in. But so I kind of wanted to talk about Solomon just because, this is something we see out of the big swingers. Low winning day percentage, low winning trade percentages. I talked about the best winning day there, worst day, minus $3,900 with the slippage. The average winning day of $23,000 really, got inflated because of that big $50,000 winning day. And then, on average, he's just, like I said, hitting the daily loss limit. We got to make some adjustments here, though, in my opinion. Scaling in is probably the biggest thing that I could say for Solomon, because his average winning trade and average losing trade, it's good. He's making 4 times more on his winning trades than he is on his losing trades. We're just not having enough of those winning trades here. Again, overall profitable. That $50,000 winning day he had is keeping his average daily P&L at $1,300. But this is kind of reminiscent of that trader we had out of France, Hugh, who was putting up big winning days, but just bleeding out the account on all these losing days. If you're someone out there who's putting up big numbers, but you're regularly hitting a daily loss limit or big losses, be it $1,000, be it $3,000, you really should stop and reflect on what's going on. That kind of activity is unsustainable. Eddie, we talk about account balance maintenance levels. Now, Solomon's only got the 3 winning days, but if he puts up 2 more winning days of $200 or more, he's eligible for a payout. And if it comes to the payout time and he takes half of his account balance, you're really putting yourself in a position, Solomon, where you can't have a lot more of those daily loss limit losing days. So I just kind of wanted to do a follow-up on him here. Overall, he's profitable, but it ain't the greatest trading. And I wanted to, just recognize that and share that here. But I don't think we need to get hung up on that too much. I kind of spoke my piece, unless there's anything you want to add.
Well, if we were playing baseball, he'd be under that Mendoza line, his average. He'd probably be sitting the bench if I was his coach. He's bringing that big bat out and trying to hit that home run. I see that a lot of these trades are 15 lots, 10 lots, 15 lots. So that's a good indication that somebody's trying to hit that home run. But anyway, scale in, like Mick said, scale in. If you need to, you got bigs, put in a 5 lot, put in a 3 lot, see how it's going. If the water's fine, add to it.
Right. I'm with you there. The 10 lots and the 15 lots you were talking about. Last thing here is scale in. It's going to allow him to stay in the markets longer than he is, because on those losing days, Eddie, you can see that average hold time. And I think we talked about this, weeks ago when we featured him. But there's a couple days where he's not spending more than 2 minutes in the market. I mean, sorry for my language, Eddie. There was one day early on in the account, he hit the daily loss limit of 3,020 seconds. Like, traders, that's an extreme example. There's very few people that are doing that, but like, by golly, what are you doing if you're putting yourself out of the markets for the entire session after 20 seconds? All right, enough there.
Let's move on. What do we got next?
Let's talk about Tyler. While Solomon was a shoulder tap, Tyler is a shout out. Really like what we've seen out of Tyler. He got called up from an XFA to a live account yesterday, Eddie, after 10 short days. And I think everybody will be able to see why. Over 10 days, averaged $10,015 a day, trading the NASDAQ, high winning day percentage. Not even half of his trades are winning trades, but take a peek at the I don't see it on the card. the average winning trades and average losing trades. But I got it on the
Average
trade
losing
report.
trades
So
here to negative 200. Average winning $46.
yeah, so he's making $980 per winning trade while only risking 232. So that's like 4-to-1 risk reward ratio. That's really good. You only have to be right less. You don't even have to be right half the time to be profitable, to the tune of, if you got a 4-to-1 risk reward. So that's really good. I also like the hold
50.
times
Yeah.
here. Oh, we do have it up on the card. Sorry, got
Yeah,
distracted.
980 winning, average winning trade, average losing trade, negative 232.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So my kind of, piece to him, just really don't, as Hogue says, don't risk thy whole wad. Some of these losing days are, am I looking at the right stuff here?
Yeah, I got him right in front of me.
Yeah.
Not hitting his DLL. Just a couple of these losing days here.
Yeah, that
Putting the
last,
brakes on, shutting it down.
I feel like Ron Burgundy here, Eddie. I'm reading the teleprompter, the trading card. It says, don't risk thy whole wad. That doesn't apply to Tyler. Tyler's been trading great. So there's not much here. This is good trading performance. Whoever did that to me, are you playing mean tricks on me? There can be some mix-ups with sending information over to production creating the cards, but that was my Ron Burgundy moment. So, go F yourself, San Diego. Oh, we got Jack here.
Well,
Jack,
you sound like you might be ready for some roast at some point, but we can finish up with Tyler first.
All right. Jack, you get those coals ready because I am hungry.
Jack's chomping at the bit with his one-liners. He had some really good ones last week, so I'm excited to see what he's got. Jack, you're so much better at roasting than I am. Yeah, all right, so back to Tyler. I mean, I won't get caught up as like Ron Burgundy does reading the teleprompt, but really good stuff here. There was 2 losing days in this account. One of them was for $113. The other was $2,400. So it tells me he's taking trades and closing it down for the day if he's not seeing any additional trades in the market, which is nice because a lot of people tend to be down money. All they want to do is get back to zero. They keep trading. That daily loss limit, gets hit then. So it takes some discipline to say, I'm going to call a losing day, be it at $100 or stop yourself at $2,400 in losses. But overall, good stuff. And I think we'll, see some great things out of him. That risk reward is going to be really sweet having him trade in a live account with us.
Right. Consistency. No greed. If having a losing day, he's throwing the towel in. Profitable days, he's making some great trades, taking what the market gives him. These are all things that you need to put together for a good formula. And I see a good formula, a good recipe, and I see a good trader here in Tyler. Good stuff. All right.
Should just start calling these trading cards recipes for success.
Recipes for success. Well, they are, honestly. You start putting pieces together, they're doing this right, they're doing that right. Oh, see that, doing this. But good stuff. But
at least on the shout out side of things, the shoulder taps, those aren't recipes for success. But speaking of shoulder taps, I'm ready to get into the roasts. I see Jack in the background. I know you can't see me.
I am here.
Yeah,
let's do
roast. It. What's up?
All right. I am bowing out. Thank you.
Have a good one, Eddie.
Mick, have a great weekend.
You too, buddy. Thanks.
I got that fire inside me after catching strays from Dakota for doing my job, which apparently he looks down upon. Anyway,
what was he giving you a hard time about?
Oh, we're just going back and forth. Dakota and I are grand old friends, though we've only met virtually. Mick, I had to organize the cards and back now, so I think we're gonna start the roast today. If you're ready, with Abhe.
Yeah. With Abhe. Okay, cool.
All right. Tell me a little bit about Abhe.
Abhe is a gentleman that submitted his. He actually submitted his account for review last week, so we're playing a little catch up here. But I'll say, hitting the daily loss limit. This is the common theme when it was rapid tap. Now roast my trades. These traders, hitting the daily loss limit too often. It's very easy to talk about these. So he's also spending more than 5 times in his losing trades as he is in his winning trades, Jack. And that's, Sounds like he's a hopeful romantic here. You don't want to be hoping for trades to turn around. You want to manage your money and then get that risk reward flipped around a little bit because you're lopsided. You don't want to try and make $200 and risk 320 to make that. That's what I'm seeing on the trade reports for his accounts. Let's hear it with the one-liners from you.
All right, Abe. Abe holds on to losers longer than my wife. And you mentioned lopsided risk reward. Abe is leaning more than MP after 2 rum and cokes and giving away about the same amount of cash. I sincerely hope that Abe gets selected for jury duty because making $17 a day would be a miracle at this point. Your ROI makes Bruno Mars look like Warren Buffett. You're roasted. We love you, Abe. All right.
Okay. All right. Bring on the next one. That was rich. Chase. Where's Chase? Chase. Okay. Chase. Same thing. Daily loss limit. If you're resetting every 2 days, you're doing something wrong. And I was curious when I was looking at this trade report because, I saw all these resets in the practice account, all these resets in the trading combines. And I was thinking to myself, like, don't they have video games down in Louisiana? Don't they have casinos where you could be doing the same kind of shit, just not in a trading combine that actually counts for something? Okay. And also, scalping here, Jack, is not the way. I like to call scalping ice skating uphill. He's averaging 72 trades a day with 40-second hold times. You're never going to find success doing that. And to get serious here with that, though, like, you can't trade the NASDAQ and predict all the market gyrations and price bar overlaps up and down on a short time frame and think you're going to be successful. So death by 1,000 cuts here with the Chase is experiencing. And, the resets of the practice account that I mentioned, you'd be better off just resetting in a video game. I think of, jumping off the cliff in the old Mario on the original Nintendo. And, I just reset. That's not what those practice accounts are for, Chase. You want to take those seriously. If you're not taking them seriously, you're not going to figure out what you're doing wrong and make adjustments. So, build up a long track record of garbage if that's what your trading is. And then find out where you could make some adjustments for improvement. And I say that in all seriousness. Don't reset those practice accounts. Run them to 0 if you have to, but don't reset them and start with a clean slate. Get a good picture of what you're doing wrong, make some adjustments. And then, average losing days can't be triple what your average winning days are. You got to buckle down. Because it's a recipe for loss. Here in Chicago, as Bears fans, we say bear down and we still get the losses. I'm going to say buckle down and don't risk 3 times more on those accounts or on those trades than you're taking down. What are the one-liners, Jack?
Let's see if I can time this just right for something. Well, anyway, Chase Liberace would look at this trade report and say, little much. In his wildest fever dreams, Dolby could not trade like this. This is supposed to be a PG-13 show. Okay, I'm still going to do this. All right. In his wildest fever dreams, Dolby couldn't trade like this. You've heard of the pulled pork trade? This is the pull in the pud trade. Oh, I only trade NQ. I need that volatility for my strategies to work. I'm shocked this guy can even spell NQ. You're a master of strategy. You're a master of strategy the same way Dakota is a master of mimicking human emotion. Well, Chase, you're roasted.
Roasted, toasted. Thanks for signing up, Chase. Just a reminder, all these roasts, these are people that know what we're doing. They submit their names in and ask us to do this. So, some traders like pain and punishment, and some people just like it a little bit more and like the blast on live TV. So that's what we're doing here. Who we gonna tee up next, Jack?
I think.
Speaking of teeing it up, have you played golf yet?
I've gone to the range a couple times. I'm going for the first time on Sunday.
Well, actually, Mick, if I can interrupt real quick. Sometimes as a result.
I don't know what's going on here. This is improv.
This was a gift from somebody downstairs that they told me to deliver to you. So why don't you open that up and we'll see what we've got.
Okay. All right. Changing things up a little bit. Oh, I know what these are. Dakota, are you watching? There's a little Post-it note. Hey, there he is. What's up, man?
There I am. Yeah, I felt
How
kind
do
of
you-
bad, so I go ahead and open
ahead.
it.
How do you like them apples? Look at this. Look at this. I feel like a school teacher, Dakota. I've never gotten apples from one of my traders.
You deserve it, Mick.
I
I think
You're a
there's
good
even a
sport,
note in there
Dakota.
for you.
I saw, yeah, how do you like them apples on the Post-it? Did you write this yourself?
Actually, I had my errand boy write that for you. And by the way, can you tip him a few bucks for doing it? I appreciate that, Brett.
I don't know where he is. Brett came. Oh, Brett's the errand boy. Okay.
Yeah, he roasted me a little bit. He's gonna catch something.
Well, Brett finally came into the office to work today. Maybe I'll take him out to lunch. I've been waiting for it. I'd rather go to a happy hour and have some margaritas at the spot in between our places, but lunch might
Nice.
suffice.
We'll have to
for
get
now.
golf. I came in here and I was just going to make a list of, you know what this is behind me, but I ran out of space and I got to 2020, 2014. Yeah, unfortunately, not enough space on the whiteboard to list the quarterbacks Bears went through since 2016.
Yeah, no kidding. Bear down my rear end. I think I remember saw a couple years ago Brian Urlacher. They were interviewing him, and he'd been with the team for so long. He couldn't even list all the quarterbacks that we've had. I used to be optimistic, and I no longer am really as far as the Bears go. Last season I didn't even watch a full game.
If you connect all those names with some
But
yard
anyway,
and stuff,
I
you'll go
do
full
have
Aaron
to
Rodgers.
go, though. I have a tea time, so see you guys.
Oh,
Keep it up,
hey.
Dakota.
Thanks for breakfast. I'll feed these to my daughter, Dakota.
Oh, he left. So now we've frozen.
Okay.
Let's just keep frozen Dakota up for this last roast.
We could, if he didn't make 32 grand this week, I'd love to just keep his face up there and we could do virtual darts on him or something. If it was last week, that would have been a lot of fun. We could have had someone on production do that.
Yeah, for the record, there's all love in these roasts. I think people in the chat were a little bit worried earlier, but it's all good. And also, I'm not roasting Dakota today because I was on air and didn't have nearly enough time to figure out something deserving. All right, Mick,
All right.
we got one more card.
One more? All right, let's bring a little pain.
Just one more. We got Tom T. Tell me about Mr. Tom T.
Little Tommy T. All right. So, again, the common theme with these is daily loss limits. I do hate to see that, his trading is not awful, Jack, but there's so many of these there's so many days on these trade reports. And I look through multiple trade reports here for Tom, and, you're winning, for every 3 days you have a winner, you have a loser, but that loser wipes it all out. I have seen on some days that he can take $1,500 out of the market, but he's in the 150K, and I think he'd be much better off after his next reset or something like that. Go with the 50K because he's not even trading the big position sizing. So Tom can make $1,500 on a good day trading small size, 1 lots, 2 lots. Why not put a daily loss limit of $1,000 in place for yourself instead of having the $3,000 daily loss limit? Because he's hitting those daily loss limits. That is an easy fix, Tom, and it's going to cost you less, at least in your evaluation, as far as price for the subscription. He's got a 1-to-1 risk reward. That usually doesn't help people out too much. There's very, very few 1-to-1 risk rewards that we show on the shoulder tap trading cards. If they're ever up there, it's with someone who's got a strategy that's, very high probability. And we're talking, 70, 80, 90% win rates. if they're profitable. And I just would like to see him get impatient with the losing trades. Like one of our other people that we roasted, just the losses. He's spending more time in his losing trades than he is the winning ones. So get impatient with that. Get pissed off when the market goes against you. Take it off. You can always put it back on. Don't sit there and hope. That's all I got. I want to hear the roasts. What are the one-liners?
All right. So, truth be told, when I heard that Dakota was going to come on, which I nearly spoiled earlier, but did a nice pivot, I didn't think that we were going to get to one more. But I'm not saying this applies to Tom, but it's too good because his name is Tom T or Tom Thumb or something like that. So here we go. Just one. Maybe it's a stretch. This guy's worse than Jack and the Beanstalk. Because I'm confident if he were Jack, he would have traded the cow for magic beans, gotten patient, traded the magic beans for a $5,000 trading course, loaned 10 combines, and then blamed the giant for market manipulation. That's all I got for you, Tom.
That was very intricate.
It was. I have two more half ones, but I'm going to save them for next week because I think one of them crosses the line into being mildly offensive, and got to work on that. But we love roasts. Mick, how do people submit themselves for roasts?
So what we're going to do, what we've been doing, and we didn't send it out this week, but we will drop into the chat a Google form, and all you've got to do is punch your name, email in. I think that's just about it. And then those will come. I have access to those. So I come in, I'll look to see who submitted. I'll look through and I try and use everybody that I can. There's some people that submit and I'm like, I got nothing to work with here for a shoulder tap or roast my trades, because there's some good trading in the mix of it. So yeah, we'll just be dropping that in. I asked one of the team members if on Thursdays we could drop it in a couple times so we get very fresh submissions from the day prior to. Well, if we drop it now, we're not on for another 7 days. So I'd rather have it, the day before. So, just my own thinking. I don't always have the best thought process with things, but
hey, you try your best, Mick.
That's all we can do.
Well, have a wonderful weekend, Mick. Wish I was in the office to get lunch or whatever right now, but alas, the show must go on. We got group coaching next with Dolby and Hogue, and then we got Power Players this afternoon where they're going to unleash the house account. Stick around. We'll be right back after this.